going on, guys? It's Cynical and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts 3 video. Today for you guys, I thought we would compare the scenes that we saw within the Kingdom Hearts 3 Don't Think Twice trailer to the previous scenes that we've seen within previous trailers. Now, of course, we can't really do this for the brand new Monsters, Inc. trailer, but of course we know that we got two trailers, the other one being the Don't Think Twice, and within that we got to see a lot of scenes that we saw previously within other trailers, giving us a slightly updated look at visuals. Now, usually there's quite a lot to compare when it comes to the graphics and visual side of Kingdom Hearts 3 whenever a new trailer comes out, because for the most part, we've always been pretty used to seeing the same scenes being used again and again and again, only slightly different within gameplay. However, this time around, because the Monsters, Inc. trailer showed us pretty much all new content and all new areas, we can't exactly compare that against anything, as it's brand new. So today we're simply just going to be looking at the different scenes we saw within the Don't Think Twice trailer. There's a few different improvements and adjustments and changes that Square Enix have made to different character models, lighting, and the visuals, and I do find this stuff pretty interesting. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into it. So first up, let's compare Sora's 2018 Monsters, Inc. trailer model to his 2017 Orchestra trailer model. This right here is Sora's 2017 model, and as you guys can see, for the most part, he actually looks pretty good. When looking towards the actual full body and his outfit, not many adjustments or changes have actually been made to that, but more so it's his face, and this is something that Square Enix have obviously been focusing a lot on, because as we can see in the 2017 Orchestra trailer, Sora's face kind of looks a little bit off. This is something that we were briefly talking about back when this trailer came out last year. There's just something about his face that doesn't quite look right. It sort of looks a little bit derpy. Now, if we switch over to the 2018 trailer, this is his 2018 model, and as you guys can see, it's for sure been polished up. Now, like I said, the actual body of Sora looks pretty much the same. There aren't really many adjustments to his actual body, but when looking towards his face, there have been some major improvements. First things first, I really feel like Square Enix have nailed Sora's facial animations. This is something that kind of seemed off in the previous trailer that goes along with Sora's derpy looking face. The animations just kind of gave it that sort of derpy look. Whereas what we're seeing right here with the conversation between Sora and Marluxia, when we see Sora actually talking, it looks really, really good. Now obviously that's not the biggest improvements that have been made to Sora's model, it's more so when looking towards his eye color as well as his hair. I feel like his hair has stepped away from that Play-Doh look. Back when we were first seeing Kingdom Hearts 3 and the next generation of Kingdom Hearts, a lot of the different character models, especially when looking towards the human models, looked very, very Play-Doh-y. And we saw this especially within the different amount of 0.2 Birth by Sleep trailers we received. A lot of the different character models like Terra and Aqua pretty much looked like walking Play-Doh figures. It was kind of scary. Now, Sora's eye color has definitely been a vocal point out of the trailer itself. A lot of people have been talking about the switch up in Sora's eye color. You guys will notice that in the 2017 trailer, Sora's eye color is like a dark blue. And for the most part, Sora's eye color has always been a sort of darkish blue, but in the 2018 trailer, it's actually extremely different. It's more of a bluey, greeny, turquoise sort of color. And as you can imagine, the community has a lot of different theories surrounding this. For me personally, I feel like it's just simply the lighting of the world itself. Sora is entangled and there's a lot of greenery going on, so maybe it's just Sora's eyes reflecting the color of the world space. However, though, you would expect the same to be going on with Marluxia if that is the case, but Marluxia's eyes remain to be blue. Whether or not there's actually some meaning or some reasoning behind Sora's change in eye color, we don't exactly know, but it'll be super cool to see Tetsuya Nomura's thoughts and comments on it. Next up, let's take a look at young Xehanort's model and see what sort of changes and adjustments have been made. So this right here is young Xehanort from the 2017 Toy Story trailer. Now, one gripe that I actually had with young Xehanort within this trailer was his ears, and especially from a lore perspective, it didn't exactly make too much sense as to why young Xehanort in this scene had rounded ears opposed to pointed ears. You guys will know that someone possessed by Xehanort, or just Xehanort himself, he has different traits, and those traits being silver hair, the amber eyes, and the pointed ears. So a lot of people were actually scratching their heads as to exactly why young Xehanort in this scene doesn't actually have pointed ears, one of the 3 traits important to that of Xehanort. Well, finally, within the Don't Think Twice trailer, we actually got a very short glimpse of that exact same scene with some updated visuals, and this is it right here. Now you guys can see that there actually have been some pretty big adjustments made to his character model. First things first, the ears are now finally pointed, which is fantastic, especially from a lore perspective. But not only that, you'll notice that the entire scene lighting is actually a lot darker as well. And this is something you'll probably notice within the different comparison images that I'm going to show you guys. It would seem like Square Enix have really been trying to knuckle down on improving the lighting. And of course, Kingdom Hearts has never actually had realistic lighting effects, so this is definitely a first for the series, and you'll probably notice over the different course of Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers we've received over the years, lighting is definitely one thing that is just constantly improved and improved and improved. Next up, let's take a look at the dive scene into Olympus. This right here is the scene from 2017, and as you guys can see, this is a scene that we've seen 1,000,005 times. Sora is diving into that of Olympus, and he's within his Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit. So this is that exact same scene, but from the 2018 trailer, and as you guys can see, there is actually quite a few differences going on here. Now overall, I believe that the saturation has actually been improved within the most recent visuals we've received for Kingdom Hearts 3, and this also comes back onto my lighting comment that I made for the young Xehanort scene. It would just seem like things like saturation and lighting have really been touched up. You guys notice that the golden roofs in Olympus stand out a lot more compared to the roofs within the 2017 scene. The other interesting thing here is Sora is within his Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit, opposed to that of his Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit. Now we know that Olympus is going to be one of the very first worlds we actually go to within Kingdom Hearts 3. In fact, most of us were actually assuming that Olympus was going to be the tutorial level of Kingdom Hearts 3, as of course we see Sora, Donald, and Goofy making their way there at the very end of 0.2. One way or another though, this is going to be a world we visit very early on in the game, as we've seen many scenes of Sora within his Kingdom Hearts 2 attire in this world. So it makes me think the scenes that we've seen of Sora in Olympus, but within his Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit, and also with Hercules in the party, don't forget about that, is gameplay of Sora once he's obtained his Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit and for whatever reason has returned. Because in this scene we see Sora within his Kingdom Hearts 2 attire, but not only that, we're also lacking Hercules as a party member. So this could actually be the very first time Sora makes his way through Olympus. One other thing that I did notice about this scene is that for some reason Square Enix have changed the chest placement on this little kind of floating cloud thing over here. In the very original 2017 orchestra trailer, the chest was up here, but now in the 2018 trailer, the chest is down here. Don't know why they decided to change this, but the chests have moved. Next up is the Thebes area. So we actually got to see a little bit more of the Thebes gameplay, but within the same area of Thebes within the Don't Think Twice trailer, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by this. I personally believe that the skybox, for whatever reason, has actually been changed, although I might be wrong, because it just seems to be that everything is a little bit more lighter within the 2018 scene, as you guys can see. But then of course, if we switch over to the 2017 scene, it would seem like this area just seems a little bit darker when it comes to the lighting. So again, it would just seem like Square Enix have made minor adjustments to the lighting. Really, otherwise, in this scene, there's not really too many other differences. But I gotta say that the skybox, especially from this angle, seeing that mountain like in the distance with all the dark clouds kind of swirling around it, it looks absolutely fantastic. Next up is the wall run scene up to the Rock Titan. This is the 2017 version, and this is the 2018 version. Now again, there's not really too many sort of changes or adjustments in this scene itself. However though, I feel like lighting is again a very big thing that is showing us some change, because if we actually look at the color of the rocks within the 2017 version, and then of course compare it to the color of the rocks within the 2018 version, the 2018 version seems to have a more sort of grey tint to the rocks, whereas the 2017 version seems to have more of a blue tint. This is definitely a lighting thing that is going on, and also when switching quickly between both scenes, I also noticed that the placement, or more so the shape of the rocks on either side, seem to look a little bit different. It's only ever so slightly, but it's certainly a small change. And lastly, let's take a look at Xemnas' brand new 2018 model, as there has been quite a significant change to this guy. And this is certainly something that a lot of people have been talking about as of recently. So this is 2017 Xemnas right here, looking really nice and clean. And then if we transition over to 2018 Xemnas, this is what he now looks like. This man has been spending way too much time in the sun. Because as you guys can see, Xemnas' skin tone is a lot darker. For whatever reason, it now looks like Xemnas has a tan, and it would seem like his skin color is now actually closer to that of Ansem's. Of course, we know that Ansem's skin color has always been a very dark tan color. Xemnas', on the other hand, has been dark as well, but certainly not this dark. Now again, similar to the whole Sora's eye thing, you know, a lot of people have been coming up with all sorts of different theories and, you know, possibilities as to why Xemnas might actually have darker skin. Could it portray something like he's closer to that of Ansem, or perhaps maybe closer to that of Xehanort now? Because of course Xehanort too also has very dark skin. But personally, I just believe this is just a touch up to the model itself, and also keep in mind that because everything is very orange in Twilight Town, the lighting of that is obviously reflected against different character models. So in Twilight Town, it is very possible that characters might have a very slight orange tint to their models. However, this is certainly a very, very big change, and one that's extremely interesting just considering the fact that Xemnas has never been this dark. Also, you guys will notice that his amber eyes are also a darker amber color as well, similar to the young Xehanort scene. And on top of that, his hair color is also a darker grey as well. This is by far the most drastic and biggest change that we've seen to any of the character models, I think, so far. It's going to be interesting to see if Tetsuya Nomura actually makes a comment on this, because I know in the Kingdom Hearts community, a lot of people have been talking about this, so it will be cool to see if Nomura actually acknowledges this and gives us any sort of information towards it. However guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day. Just thought we'd sit down and compare the scenes that we saw within the Don't Think Twice trailer to previous scenes that we've seen in previous trailers. Obviously, we couldn't really do much in the way of the Monsters Inc. trailer because it wasn't really showing us any sort of scenes that we've seen before. But as we can see, there have been a lot of awesome improvements and changes being made, especially to the lighting and the character models of the game. But really, I feel like we're getting to the peak of the visual limit for KH3. In the comment section down below, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions towards all of this, and until next time, I will catch you guys later. Peace.
Hit them on the page, you'll be coming through stunning. Gold in my mouth when you suckers be bluffing. Milk crank, gaming up the bitch though. Catch me in the back playing Super Nintendo.